Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. I hope you are having a fantastic day. I am actually right in the middle of my best of 2024 series, but I am still burning new candles and wanting to share reviews with you guys. So I might just plug these reviews in as a bonus every couple of days. So today, let's chat about homeworx Tangerine Palazzo. If you'll remember, this was a part of the Slatkin and Co. and Elton John collab that went live back in November over on QVC. Some of these candles, specifically in this luxe size here, also showed up on the homeworx or Slatkin and Co. website, I guess I should say. They are, at least the Tangerine Palazzo is definitely sold out both at QVC as well as at the Slatkin website, so you can't get it right now, but I really feel like a lot of people love this fragrance. So my fingers are crossed that Harry decides to keep this one in the lineup long term, because this is such a great, like, fresh and just such a great change of pace from a lot of the holiday scents that I've been burning, obviously, for the last couple of months. I just recently cleaned up all of the holiday decor around the house, and I always get really bummed after doing that, but I have to say this particular fragrance has really helped to kind of boost my mood a little bit. I think that orange can be very invigorating. It can be awakening. It's just a lovely, fresh type of fragrance that is so easy to embrace, I think almost any time of year, to be completely honest. You guys know how I feel about my orange pomander fragrances around the holidays. I even enjoy those orange pomander fragrances during the fall as well. And the rest of the year, anything having to do with orange is right up my alley. Absolutely love it. So let's go ahead and dig into this Tangerine Palazzo here. And I gotta tell you, she has had an amazing burn so far. I'm really glad that I purchased this when it first dropped at QVC. I would have been really bummed to miss out on this one. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and read you the description here. We'll go through the fragrance notes. I'll tell you what my nose detects in this fragrance. We'll discuss the strength and the throw, and then take a look and see if there have been any burn issues to discuss. All right, so the little blurb here on the QVC website reads, "The long winter months at Woodside are made short with the scent of fresh citrus burning in the corridors and living room. Inspired by Elton's Venetian residence, Tangerine Palazzo captures the life and joy of a sunny day strolling through a palazzo. Notes of juicy tangerine zest are blended with Italian orange and apricot for a vibrant accord, while creamy sandalwood adds depth and distinction." All right, let's go ahead and dig into these notes here. So obviously we have tangerine zest, Italian orange, apricot, and creamy sandalwood. So what does this actually smell like? It is a very interesting citrus. I do think for me that specifically the tangerine zest is kind of what I actually smell first. It's a little, I don't know what the right word is. It's definitely acidic, but it's not acidic as like when you stick your nose into a fresh glass of orange juice, if that makes sense. This actually reminds me a lot of the tangerine juice that you can purchase at Trader Joe's. If you've ever had it, you know what I'm talking about. It is so delicious. There's something really special about tangerines. It's just this intense, sweet citrus taste. But what's interesting about this tangerine is you get a little bit of like that juicy tangerine, but it is really very much the zest that you're getting here. So it's a little bit different not quite as sweet. That essence from the zest definitely gives you a little bit more, I guess, tang, you could say. But you do very much also smell a beautiful, fresh, I don't know about Italian, it just kind of smells like navel oranges to me, to be totally honest. I've never had the fortune of being in Italy and tasting the fresh citrus from there, so I'm gonna take Harry's word for it, but to me it smells like you are sticking your nose into a freshly cut navel orange. Again, you get that natural sweetness, but you also get that really beautiful, fresh, like zesty citrus as well. It blends really well with the tangerine zest and that little bit of tangerine juice that comes on first in the scent. I do smell a little bit of apricot in here. I actually wish there was a little bit more apricot. I'm a big fan of stone fruits in general. Give me anything peach, anything nectarine, anything apricot, I love it. The apricot, I think, helps to kind of maybe balance the citrus a little bit more, but it's not an overly aggressive, like, ta-da, here's the apricot. It's just kind of smooth and sits in the background a little bit more. But what makes this scent really interesting is the addition of the sandalwood. I actually do smell the sandalwood, and I think it helps to add a little bit of creaminess to the scent. Describing it as creamy sandalwood really is a very accurate description again. I really like the slight bit of like just woodiness that you get from the sandalwood, but it's not aggressive. It's not like an oak or anything like that, where that tends to almost take over a fragrance. The sandalwood just is kind of happy to, again, hang out in the background with that apricot to just tone down a little bit of the zestiness from the citrus accords in this one. It's incredibly well balanced. Listen, you guys, this is such a happy fragrance. This is a vibrant fragrance. This is one that I would love to burn in the summer. And I actually contemplated holding back on lighting this one in the month of January, but I just really needed something to lift my mood. And this has been fantastic for that. It blends really well with a lot of the like other vanilla type fragrances that I've been burning right now. And oddly enough, I have this burning alongside Snow Angels right now, also from homeworx. And that is such a great combination. These two completely different fruity fragrances are just blending together to create this kind of happy, vibrant smell in the house. And yeah, it's doing its job right now, and I'm just really enjoying this one, you guys. I really wish it was still readily available. If you didn't get your hands on it, if this ever comes out in a 4-wick version in the near future, absolutely think about picking it up. It is beautiful. In terms of the strength and the throw, listen, I have had no issues here at all. I obviously have this in the Pottery Barn Chester Hurricane, but this does not need to be in a Hurricane. This is a very thick glass that's used for these luxe candles, and I feel like it helps to retain the heat really well. So I have had no issues with this pulling out at all, and the strength and throw that I get are a solid, I would say somewhere between an 8 and a 9. Honestly, this is quite potent, but it's not overwhelming. It fills the bulk of the downstairs of my house. It has a really good throw. I do have a more open concept style of home in the downstairs. I also tend to have higher ceilings down here than I do upstairs, but this 5-wick has zero issues when it comes to the strength and the throw at all. So yeah, it's been performing absolutely perfectly. I don't have any complaints in terms of the overall burn quality either. I would say my biggest annoyance, and this is pretty minor, and you can probably kind of see it through the glass here, there is just a little bit of wax that's kind of remaining along the sides. It's pulling out completely, so there's no issues with that, but it's just a little bit of that wax residue that kind of hangs on to the sides there. I wish that that would kind of slide down and meet the rest of the wax pool, but it's not doing that, so whatever. It still looks beautiful when it's lit. The jar itself with that piano key design is just so interesting and unique. I am a huge Elton John fan in general. I have enjoyed his music for a very long time. My mom used to listen to Elton John, so it's just a really kind of fun candle in a number of ways for me. I love the design. I love the fragrance. I love that Harry was able to collaborate with Elton to bring this collection out. There's so many great fragrances that were released. There was one dead for me. The Gilded Pomander really didn't do it for me. I ended up not returning that one, by the way. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I might just save it until this next holiday season and see if my feelings change about it. But out of all of the fragrances that I was able to experience via the advent calendar, like, I don't think there was really a bad one in the bunch except for that Gilded Pomander. So this was a great collab and a really great burning candle in this luxe size. I do want to give you guys an overhead shot, so let's go ahead and do that really quickly here. So you can see that it is almost completely pulled out. I did just light this about, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes or so before filming this review. So obviously we still have a little bit of ways to go, but you can kind of see what I'm talking about there in terms of that little bit of wax residue on the sides, but I'm obviously getting a complete wax pool. So what I might do is see if I can scrape that down maybe, just to clean it up a little bit. But otherwise, there's no issues at all with this one. A great clean burn. By the way, I have been trimming these wicks pretty short. They do tend to get somewhat long. I've been burning this for more than my usual 3.5 hour time limit when it comes to homeworx. So I've been burning this for somewhere between 5 and 6 hours typically every single day. And I have not had any issues with sooting. I have not had any issues with the wicks collapsing or anything like that. The wax pool gets decently deep, but not deep enough to really move the wicks around at all. They do get quite long with those 5-6 hour burns, so I tend to trim these wicks somewhat shortly. Certainly don't create nubs here, you're not looking for that, but you can trim this somewhat aggressively, and I think that that's actually a really good game plan if you're planning on burning this for longer periods of time. So yeah, anyway, I just honestly can't give this one enough thumbs up. I kind of wish I would have bought 2 of them. But then at the same time, I'm gonna have this for a good long while here. It takes a long time to get through these particular luxe sizes. I'm actually gonna hop back on the website here and see what the burn time is. Okay, so these are 80 ounces, again, 5 wicks. It says that the burn time is approximately 109 hours. It's kind of a weird number, but yeah, I mean, even if I get like somewhere between 90 and 100 hours out of this, I will consider that like a good amount of burn time. By the way, this thing weighs 10.5 pounds. It is a chunk of wax. I love these big girthy candles. I'm a huge fan of them. So anyway, obviously I'm in love here. If this ever comes back, I would highly suggest it. Let me know your thoughts on the Tangerine Palazzo. Leave them down below in the comments. I appreciate you guys being here, and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.